How you doing, guys? I'm Trenius, and you're tuned into the infamous Living Room Network. Divine powers are always working for us because we're trying to do right. We're on the 1 month show love challenge, so make sure that you're out there showing love to as many people as you possibly can. You know, a random act of kindness can go a long way. You know, you can just walk up to somebody and the universe, synchronicity, would bring you to find out that the same person that you're talking to, that they work next door to your job, or you find out they have the same name as you, or you find out they like the same brand of clothing as you do. You don't never get to see the universe work. God never really truly ever works until there is movement, until there is motion, until you actually activate the fire within and commit actions to go out and do things. That's why we're on the show love challenge here, guys, because we want to challenge ourselves to be able to just go out and just meet people, talk to people randomly, and just be different, which explains why you probably feel so different since you're an awakened soul. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please make sure you subscribe after this video. Thank you so much for speaking up and letting your voice be heard. All of you guys have been speaking up, let your voice be heard, and I've been trying to reply back to as many as I possibly can every single day. I thank you so much for keeping it genuine and sharing videos. All of you all, Vera, Ashley, everybody. That's only to name a little small few. So let's get right down into it. An awakened soul. You probably heard this term all over the place. Being awakened, this awakened, that is awakened. What awakened really is when you hit puberty. Nah, seriously. What awakened is when you just realize you don't have to be your old self anymore. Everybody has an old self. You know, from the time you were born, you know, you were being raised, you were being nurtured, pampered, all the way up to the time, you know, you got around your teens. You felt a little awkward in and there. You started to get some symptoms. And then maybe in your young adult years, in your early 20s, some people before their early 20s, because they had a good upbringing and probably had some awakened parents. But most people that I know come to an awakened stage in their young adult years. I'm only 28. So if you're an awakened soul, the reason why you feel so different is because you know that something is happening. You suspect something is going to happen. You don't know. You just know that a breakthrough is going to come. You just know that something is happening for your benefit. You start to feel like everything is revolving around you in a funny way. Not to be egotistical, but you start to sense that the world has a spotlight on you. And so it's calling you up to be able to say, you know what? I accept who I am. I accept this spotlight. I accept the fact that I'm an awakened soul. Also means that you're just opening your eyes up to what was here all along. Everything you consisted of, everything that you thought you were. That's a part of the awakening process. It's funny, it's kind of like marriage. It's kind of like relationships. It's kind of like growing up and maturing. You don't really know why they told you what they told you until you go through experiences to see the reason why they told you what they told you was to keep you from going through what you could have avoided if you would have listened. Being awakened, it's like a realization of everything that already was. It's just that there were blinders over your eyes at once upon a time. Nobody taught you the truth about what it would be like to have open eyes, and you finally seen it for yourself. For me, when I became awakened, I remember just like yesterday, I was reading a book in a room, and I was just trying to better myself. Man, this is when the days I was stressed out. Guys, I didn't have nobody to lean on. I mean, I was just a wreck, man. I was struggling. I was trapped. I had no car. I had no money. I had no job. And I just, you know, I was really dependent on God. I was really dependent on the universe and everything around me to show me some type of answers, signs. I was going hard. I was reading inspirational book after inspirational book after inspirational book. And I remember it just like yesterday, I was reading a book called Max Lucado. And so as I was reading this book by Max Lucado, that's when it all hit me. And like, it happened like a split second for me. I know some of you have different experiences and whatnot, and that's great. But my experience was just reading a book in a room, and voila, it's like I just activated. It's like my whole mind just knew what I was yet to learn. So When you're in this phase of awakening, you better be ready to learn. You better be ready to go through a phase of just learning everything on top of everything on top of everything, because what you're doing is renewing your mind from stuff that you were raised with and brought up with, which is not anything wrong, but you're just tweaking it. You know, you're just tweaking your personality, your being, your character, everything about you. It's like the universe is supplying you with all the stuff you need to be fulfilled, to be illuminated, to be knowledgeable, you know, because it's something that you really crave. It's something that you really want, and you have to have it in order to succeed for the next parts of your life. You know, so for those of you who are going through this phase of awakening and you find yourself just reading and studying and paying attention and observing and analyzing everything, trust me, it's absolutely normal. But one thing I do want to tell you is that you cannot stay complacent in one arena of knowledge. I have a whole lot of people that contact me about certain stuff like numerology, neurology, all kinds of different, you know, specifics in knowledge, you know, and stuff like that, imperial knowledge. And I always tell them, I always say, you know what? Don't get caught up in one thing. Keep going. Keep going. That's the part of the journey. You just have to keep going. You know, you're just in one phase right now of the journey. That's just the part. But you're gonna keep going. Keep going, because you have to be able to adapt to situations in life. You have to be a chameleon, you know? And the reason why you feel so different is because there are not a lot of people around you who feel what you feel. Because a lot of people, most people aren't thinking of bettering themselves. Most people just have the notion to just live life and exist. But you're a person who wants to be living. We're living on the infamous Living Realm Network, guys, because we're trying to make ourselves better, other people's lives better, and the world a better place. And the only reason why you feel different is because you don't run into many people like me and you who are actually experiencing the same symptoms. So, of course, people are going to treat you like an outcast. Of course, people are going to treat you like you don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. You have issues. You're a maniac. You're a psycho. You're the devil. You have demons. All this negative stuff. The same thing they told a lot of great people like yourself who turned nothing into something because they chose to be awakened rather than stay complacent. Thank you so much, guys. I'm Trenius, and this is the infamous Living Realm Network. Speak up, let your voice be known. In the meantime, I'll see you next time in 24 hours. Peace.